Hi, this is Yamini Naidu from 1001, and in this video I'm going to explode the myth of the natural-born storyteller by sharing with you their success secrets. We were often told that John Stewart, who is now the ex-CEO of National Australia Bank, that John was a natural storyteller. Recently we had the privilege of interviewing John, and we asked him, we said, John, people often tell us you're a natural storyteller. He smiled, and this is what he said. He said, my best ad-lib stories have been practiced for hours in front of the mirror. My best ad-lib stories have been practiced for hours in front of the mirror. KABOOM! Did you hear something exploding? That was a myth of the natural-born storyteller. So what does every storyteller who's good at it, what do they do? What are their success secrets? I want you to brace yourself, because what follows is quite unglamorous. Every good storyteller does two things. They prepare and they practice. In storytelling, preparation involves a couple of things. It involves being clear on the purpose of your story. It also involves picking the right story for your audience. So if, for example, you knew your audience was interested in MasterChef, you could use that as the basis of your story. It's also about picking the right story for you. I, for example, if I was ever going to do sporting stories, I could quite naturally tell stories about cricket because I grew up with cricket, I love it, I follow it. I even played it badly and briefly. So cricket would fit in naturally with who I am, and I wouldn't be as natural with other sports. Once you're purposeful, you've picked the right story for your audience and you've picked the right story for you, the final step in your preparation involves writing your story down. Something about writing a story down just makes it come together, it makes it cohesive, and you can check that it all makes sense and it all flows. If you're absolutely averse to writing your story down, another technique I can suggest, and this is something I use myself, is to record your story into your phone. Just recording it and listening to it just makes you check that it's all working and it's all okay. Once you've finished your preparation, the next step is then practice. I often think of practice in two levels. The first level is practicing solo. This is where you just narrate your story, you speak it out loud, and you do this maybe in the shower, when you're walking the dog, when you're driving the car. You do this a few times, and you just listen to your story. So you're making sure all the words flow, it makes sense, and you're comfortable with it. Once you've practiced a few times on your own, the next level of practice is to practice with at least one other person. This could be your partner, could be your kids, could be a trusted colleague at work. Just practicing with one other person takes your story from being something static to being something dynamic. When we're engaging one other person in our story, we alter it, we change our pace, we tune into their nonverbal feedback, to their body language and their feedback. So there you have it. Every natural-born storyteller does two things. They prepare and they practice. Preparation involves being purposeful with your story, picking the right story for your audience, picking the right story for you, and then writing it down or recording it. Practice involves practicing solo and then practicing with someone. I hope that puts to rest once and for all the myth of the natural-born storyteller. If you have other success secrets apart from preparation and practice that you or other storytellers you know use, I invite you to comment on this post and share them with us. This is Yamini. Many thanks for your time and attention. And if you enjoyed this video, we also invite you to subscribe to our posts. Thank you.